need you guys to chip in a little bit. Are you ready? Let's do this. All the way to Marisol, yeah. That's how you welcome Shabbat. It's like jumping into that pool of cold water and like letting go of everything you just experienced, going into something new. But today's not just Shabbat, it's Shabbat Parshat Shoftim. It's the second Shabbat of the month of Elul, 3 weeks to Rosh Hashanah. And it's a period of time in which we return. Not just return to Temple, and it's so good to see so many of you that haven't been here for a long time come back. The Weisbergs are back from Israel, and Vivian is back, and Judd every time is back. I love it when he's back. A lot of you are back. Can't name each and every one, but you're back. But it's not just the physical returning, it's a spiritual returning. I don't know how many of you, I'm not going to ask to raise hands, have used our Elul challenge this week to try and every day do something small. Every day push yourself to look inwards, to use this month as a month of reflection, as a month of preparation, as a month of bettering oneself so that we can better those around us and the world around us. So as we do every Friday on Shabbat of Elul, let's remind ourselves that this is not one insulated Shabbat. It's part of this long journey that we do all our lives really, but we emphasize on Elul, a journey to love, to ourselves, to God. We return.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return.
Return again.
We return.
We return.
Everyone, we return. We return.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return. Return again. We return.
We return.
We return.
We return.
Again and
So, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Come on. We'll try this again. I'll pretend I was doing something. I turned around. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Now you're making it worth my time. Yeah. Very good. Come on, Aaron, always. Come in. We're good. We're happy you're here. It's really amazing to see so many of you over here. It is Labor Day weekend, and I have a feeling we all you're going to walk around from there, you're going to walk in the center aisle, everybody's going to look at you and see what a gorgeous family. This is what is called a good late entrance, where we can admire you and how beautiful your family is. Walk. Put your head forward like this, yeah. Let everybody see you. There's no shame in being late to temple. There's no, it's great. Come over here. It's good to have you. Shabbat Shalom. Mwah. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ashton, smile. Good. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Now we're all here. It's Labor Day, and I think many of us forgot the origins of why we even celebrate Labor Day, right? And in a way, Shabbat and Labor Day have a lot to do with each other, because what are we celebrating on Shabbat? Rest. We are admiring, we are respecting, we are honoring, we are reflecting all the work that we have done in the past week. All the things that we have created, all the people we made smile. Maybe we just made them smile right now for the first time. All the people that we picked up a phone and made their spirits uplifted. All the people we visited. All the people that needed to hear something from us. All the good causes we supported. All the good work we did in this world. All the hard studies for our bat mitzvah. All the traveling to be with your granddaughter and her. We celebrate all of these, but we can't celebrate unless we stop. It's really hard to celebrate when you're running 120 miles per hour. In order to stop and you have to smell the rose, you have to stop. That is what Shabbat gives us. So I hope we know what you're celebrating this weekend, but I hope each and every one of you is celebrating something you uniquely created this week. Think about it before you turn to a Shabbat Shalom. What did you do this week that brought light to the world? It might have been a tiny second where you sent your rabbi a great text that he really loved and a good joke. It might be a good article he hasn't read yet. Where is that from? Over here, hasn't read yet, but promises to read. But whatever it is that you created, celebrate it. And celebrate it by turning to someone next to you and wishing them Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. John, thank you so much.
Gave it to you.
This is John. If you're hearing that little beautiful.
Yes.
And we want to continue to feel that joy of Shabbat using the words that are not in your prayer book, but they're easy words. They go like this.
What do you like?
La la la.
Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la.
Ele chamda libi. Musana. Oh, not yet, sorry. One more time. A lot of you haven't been here while you're in shock. It's okay. You were taught all your life that Judaism is to be serious, maybe boring, maybe slumber, full of guilt of where were you? Doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be. Yes, there's a little bit of oi in Judaism, but on Shabbat we want to get rid of that oi. So take a deep breath, fill your lungs up, and get rid of the oi of the week as loud as you can. I loved it. Find that child in you and let it go. And now for the next 25 hours, do me a favor. Please try to focus on the joy. There's plenty of ois. We just heard from Gail. Plenty of ois. But let's focus on the joys. Let's focus on the Ashlyns of the world that are becoming bat mitzvah this weekend. Stand up, Ashlyn. Smile, turn around, let everybody see the young woman becoming a few. And Mazel Tov to the entire family for being here with us. Mazel Tov. Have a seat. We have a lot of other joys. Please share with us. Yes, your birthday, Alicia Hoy, birthday this week. Yay. Mazel Tov. Sharing numbers. 67. Very nice. 67, the 6-day war. Yes, Mr. Chain. Anniversary. How many years of love? 56 on your behalf and 56 that she put in. It's 112 years of love. It takes two to create. And I want you to just that. Mike and Julia are right there. They're planning to get married sometimes next year. Take a look afterwards. Talk with the Chains. 56 years. That's your goal. And then to surpass them. Very, very nice. More simchas. Rosalie had a wedding. No. Wait, first of all, let's start with your granddaughter's wedding. That's nice. And in order to celebrate your granddaughter's wedding, you inspired her with 120 years of marriage. 60 you and 60 Bob. 63, 126. Mazel Tov. No, stand on the bench for a moment so everybody can see you. Stand on the bench. I allow you. Usually you don't stand on a bench in a synagogue, but you are turning 6. Everybody say Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov. Have a seat and stand on the bench. It's okay. How old are you turning? 6 also? You were born on the same day? You're twin sisters almost. That's amazing. Beautiful. More simchas, more. Yes, Diane. You have a birthday on Wednesday. We'll mention it now and we'll mention it next Friday. But Mazel Tov before and Mazel Tov.
Tomorrow or 49th.
49th anniversary. Mazel Tov to you. Be inspired. Touch them, rub on them so you see. Very good. More simchas once. Terry, I will take everyone. Don't worry, Terry. Choose one. Both. Go ahead.
Today for the second time.
Frank is here for the second time in 2 weeks. That's it. He thought this is the best way. He took them out to he thought it was their anniversary. He took her out. Frank, you know what the best way to never forget your anniversary is? Forget it once. That's good. Okay. Yes, Judd. The girlfriend is bringing the son to visit. I like it. Very good. Mazel Tov. We have new visitors here. We have Susan and Jerry over here. Welcome. We're so happy that you're here with us. So welcome, and welcome to anyone who's here for the first time or hasn't been in a while. Last Simcha, who wants to be our last? There's a couple. We'll take 2 last. Elaine.
New great-grandchild, number 6.
Number 6. I challenge you all to beat Lila Fant from last week's 16th great-grandchildren, but keep working at it. 6 is good. Keep working. And finally, your anniversaries of children and grandchildren and new great-grandchildren. My friends, do you realize how many blessings we have here together? How blessed we are. So next time you want to say an oi, next time you get bad news from the doctor, next time something hurts, next time somebody disappoints you, say, okay, that's part of life. But the most important part of life is the joys, is the moments that we can stop and say, thank you, God. Thank you for entrusting us with life. Thank you for sustaining us. Thank you for keeping us healthy. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to live in gratitude. If you can, if your bodies allow you and your spirit so move you, please rise for the Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu.
Try hugging someone next to you.
Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
A big amen. You're already standing. Turn to someone you don't know or you forgot their name. Introduce yourself again. Say hello. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashem, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Hamlavim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashem, Malachei Shalom, Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashem, Malachei Elyon, Hi Melech, Malachei Hamlavim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem l'shalom, Seitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashem, Malachei Elyon, Hi Melech, Malachei Hamlavim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Tomorrow afternoon, Ashton will become a woman in the eyes of the Jewish people. And she will continue to bring light and to bring joy and to take responsibility for making this world a better place. We're so happy that this is your spiritual home in which you are celebrating this occasion. And we want to invite everyone to think about that time, that moment in their lives that they are about to turn or already turned into a Jewish adult, feeling that sense of responsibility to make this world a better place. Let's say the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Ashlyn, bring the Kiddush cup and come to the front over here. We'll ask you to turn to page 5. The Kiddush is sanctifying time. And Samantha, you know that 13 years ago, she came to this world, you blinked, and then what happened? This. We all know that. We blink, and they become young adults. Yeah, and it's just, and so Shabbat gives us that opportunity to say, God, allow us not to stop time, but to stop in time. The Kiddush is our moment to stop in time. And so we say together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagan אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אדוני מקדש השבת. Go ahead, it's just grape juice, you can have it. Very good. Mazel tov to you. We're looking forward to celebrating with you and your family tomorrow. Mazel tov. Enjoy the last evening of your youth.
We now turn to page 12, Lechu Neranena. Lechu Neranena. L'Adonai, let us sing out to God, the maker of all sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountains to sea hear God's song. Let their line in everyone. La 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 Adonai. La 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 Aliyah. La 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 Rishenu. La 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 for all of the wonders and all of God's light we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. L'Adonai,
Last 6 lines on page 13.
ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ יראה ומלוא. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ יראה ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירהב הים ומלוא. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירהב הים ישמחו השמיים ותגר הארץ ירעם הים
Hi. We're in Parashat Shoftim this weekend. I'll mention this sentence in a few minutes later on. But the most famous sentence in Parashat Shoftim is Tzedek, Tzedek Tirdof. It talks about judges and the need to show justice. You know, you shall appoint magistrates and officials for your tribes, and they will sit at the entrance to the city. Why do judges sit at the entrance to the city? Because justice needs to be seen. It's not just enough to work, it has to be seen. And so it says Tzedek, Tzedek Tirdof. And the rabbis ask a lot, why is it the word Tzedek, justice, twice? It's an emphasis. Justice, justice, you shall pursue. It's important to pursue justice, but more important, it says justice can only achieved through just ways. You have to work. Sometimes it's frustrating, and sometimes the process takes time, and sometimes you wish, why can't we just go and punish that person? Why can't we just take the law into our own hands? Why can't we, the people, just change it as it is? But there's time for revolutions, but most of the time, we just have to work very diligently, slowly, step after step after step, to make sure that in the process to achieve justice, we do not cause injustice ourselves. And so today, I want us to sing together, Or Zarua LaTzadik, a light is shone onto the righteous. Let's take a pledge on this week of Parashat Shoftim that even when we fight for the most just of causes, we make sure that in our fight we don't hurt people. We make sure that in our fight for justice we don't cancel people. We make sure that in our fight for justice we look at all sides and understand that there's more than one truth usually for every problem, and more than one solution for every problem. I think that if we bring our best selves, if we bring light and love into our trying to fix the problems in our lives or around us, then we will truly be able to achieve justice. O Zarua LaTzadik, the bottom of page 14.
Or Zarua LaTzadik Ulishrelet Simcha. Or Zarua LaTzadik Ulishrelet Simcha. Or Zarua, Or Zarua LaTzadik Ulishrelet Simcha. Or Zarua LaTzadik Ulishrelet Simcha.
I have to say, this is the first time in a long time that this temple is starting to look a little bit like pre-COVID days. Still see some blue of the seats, but I think that in a few weeks when season comes back, I don't know. You're going to have to come 30 minutes earlier to find a seat. And it's great. It's a great feeling. You know, a lot of temples invest a lot of money in their marketing to try and attract new people to join. We don't. You know what we invest in? We invest in you. Why? Because you're our best marketing tool ever. When you love, and we hope you love what you do here, when you find this to be uplifting and spiritual and joyous and educating and mind challenging and growth incentive, then you tell your friends and they come. So that's the best thing. So I want to first of all thank each and every one of you that in the past has brought or is planning to or is bringing today friends here to show them what it is that you love so much, what it is that has become such a part of your life, Temple Judea. And I want to invite all those of you who have decided to make Temple Judea their new spiritual home. I know you had a spiritual home, and maybe you still have one back up north. That's totally fine. But when you're down here, this is it. If you have joined Temple Judea since this past June 1st, please join me at the doors for Lechadoti. We want to welcome you again and to welcome with you Shabbat. Page 20. That's you. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשמו תפארת ותהילה יא לה 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 יא לה לה אחד אותי יא לה לה let's hear you יא לה 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 בני שבת בני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונרחב כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה It's all you, my friends. Ya la 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 lecha adoni. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 bnei Shabbat. Bnei Shabbat neka. Let's all rise. Let's open the doors and hold them open. Just like that. Just hold them open. Just hold them open.
גם בשמחה ובצהלה
Shabbat is coming. Look. Wait.
תוכם בני המשגה בואי חלה בואי חלה
Come over here. I want to bless you all. I want to say, maybe your will, Adonai, and Adonai, God, that you're doing it. One of the dreams. Say, Amen. Thank you so much. Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam 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 Le'olam
Va'ed Yalanai, 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 yalanai.
Please be seated. This is the hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of flight. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brothers, my sisters, or cross over? This is the hour of change. And within it we stand quietly on the border of flight. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה
ברוך
אדוני,
וברוך שמו.
המעריב הערבים.
We're on page 32 for the blessing about love, and I want to remind you that the month of Elul, again, I said it last week, but many of you weren't here, is an acronym from Ani ledodi vedodi li, I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine. The month of Elul is a month where we practice love, we practice tolerance, we practice trying to seeing the spark of God in every human being around us. It's a month of where we allow ourselves to come closer to that which is almost unreachable. But if we can come closer to God, then we can come closer to any person in our midst. And so we say, Ve'avatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch ata Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. And Ashlyn, we have a tradition at Temple Judea. We ask our Bnei Mitzvah students, you're still a student, tomorrow you'll be by Bat Mitzvah, to read the Vahavta in first person personal. In first person, because it's not about telling others what they should do, but it's about reminding yourself what it is that you're taking upon yourself. You're taking upon yourself the responsibility to understand what it means to be Jewish. You're many things. You're a woman, a young woman, and a daughter, and a sister, and a granddaughter, and we talked about it, and a student, and you are a million things, but one of the big things that you are, and you'll always be, one day you won't be a student, one day you won't play soccer, one day you might not like music, or not the music you're listening today. Let me say it differently. One day you won't like the music you're listening today. But you'll always be Jewish. And so what you're taking upon yourself is trying to understand what it means and what it means to you, because it means something, look around you, it means something different to every single person sitting here. So go ahead and lead us in this reading.
I will love Adonai my God with all my heart, with all my soul, and with all my might. I will take to heart these instructions with which you charge me this day. I will impress them upon my children and grandchildren. I will recite them when I stay at home and when I am away, when I lie down and when I get up. I will bind them as a sign on my hand and let them serve as a symbol on my forehead. I will inscribe them on the doorposts of my house and on my gates. Thus I shall remember to observe all your commandments and to be holy to my God. You are Adonai my God, who brought me out of the land of Egypt to be my God. You are Adonai my God.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Thank you so much. You can have a seat. My friends, our experiment and our thought that we can have one Kol Nidrei. This is what I spoke about last week, the curse and the blessing. It's such a blessing. There's so many of you, and so many of you want to come to Kol Nidrei. We cannot have one Kol Nidrei service. we are going back to 2 services. So if you are in the early, and I'm saying to you and to those at home, if you ordered early tickets, your Kol Nidrei will be at 6 o'clock. If you ordered late, it's going to be at 8:30. We are moving to 2. Please come and fill the 2, so I don't regret seeing half of you in each service. We're so happy. This is a good source to have, but we just wanted to already let you know you'll get more announcements. And we want to sing Mi Kamocha to the same tune that we will sing on that Kol Nidrei. And here it is to remind you the high holidays are soon coming.
Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai.
Yai, lai, yai, la, 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 yai, lai, yai, lai.
Page 40. Mi chamocha ba'edim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh.
Nora teilot osei feret.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, גאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך וברוך שמו.
גאל ישראל. Hashkivenu on page 42. It's nice to see my kids here tonight, young people here tonight, and everyone who just reminds me how life is just a bunch of beautiful chapters. Chapters that somehow read very quickly, chapters that sometimes we linger in, and chapters that make us not want to turn the next page. And it's the beauty of life, and it's the dance. And Hashkivenu holds us in this moment just a little bit longer. So in whichever chapter you're in, whichever page that you're getting ready to turn tonight, let's stop, let's take a breath, and let's pray for what we have. Let's pray for right now. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu l'chaim.
What a great evening to invite all our kids, not those kids in spirits. All the kids come up to the bima now. Your kids, get up, come on. Nobody gets to stay seated, come on. Eden, let's go, come on, up. We don't have a lot of time. Let's go. All the kids, come on. Come on, you're still a kid. Hey, come on. Hey, Shabbat. Woo! Guys, come closer. Ready? Woo! Come.
אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפל, שבת וינפל, שבת
Ready?
וינפל.
Guys, last opportunity.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Did anybody tell you how beautiful you are? Well, tell them how beautiful they are when they go back to their sits. Go back. Go back. Does that not fill your heart with such joy? Ay, 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 ay. And with hearts filled of joy, with hearts filled of joy, sing this beautiful generation growing here at Temple Judea. We turn to our Amidah and we give ourselves a few moments of silent prayer. We ask you to please rise if you can. We're on page 46. We turn east to Jerusalem. Ya la 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 ya la 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 Adonai. Ya la 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 ya la la Sfatai Zivtam. Ya la 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 ya la la Ufi Agi. Ufi Agi You are welcome to follow our traditional prayer from page 48 to 62 on the right side, or the different kinds of readings on the left side, all the way to page 62, or do what I love doing. Just close your Siddur altogether, take a few deep breaths, and try to be as still as you can. If a thought comes to your mind, just let it go. Just concentrate on your breathing, concentrate on being, on this moment that lasts just a second and then never comes back. Read in the prayer book of your heart, but not the petitions, rather the expressions of gratitude. What is it in your life that you want to make an effort this Shabbat not to take for granted? The love of a person with you, their hard work, their ability to support you, to push you to be better, even when it's annoying. What is it that you say, I promise never to take for granted? The sun, the moon, the water, the birds, the food on my plate, my ability maybe right now to hold the hand of someone I love. Because we know too well what it means to not be able to hold that hand. Take a moment, ground yourself in the reality of awareness and gratitude, of our ability to choose to be happy, to choose to be grateful, to choose to see what is good around us. and our ability to work hard towards peace. And so I invite you to sit as we pray together Shalom Rav, a prayer for peace, on page 60.
Shalom Rav, HaYisrael Ramcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, HaYisrael Ramcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Lamcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Lamcha, Tasim Leolam.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my deliverer. Let's hold this. We are opening our healing talit. And if you are in special need of prayers for healing, we invite you to come under our healing talit. Don't be shy. There's so much room under our healing talit. Come here, Alan. Take a step. If you can't be under our healing talit, take a step forward. Put your hand on the shoulder of the person in front of you. If you don't wish somebody putting a shoulder on your hand, just move aside for a moment. But if not, try to make a human chain here. Let's remind ourselves of the power we have to heal just by reminding the person in front of us that they are not alone. I don't have an exact percentage for you, my friends, but not being alone during times, challenging times, is a big part of healing, because it's not the cure, it's the spiritual healing. It's knowing that as long as you have someone by your side, as long as you do not lose hope and despair, as long as you make that decision that you remain optimistic, that you can face whatever challenge it is that you're facing, then healing is a possibility. And we rejoice in that possibility. Let's pray together. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Adonai, our God and God of our ancestors, remind us that as long as we stand strong together, we are strong together. Kiel shomea tefillah, baruch ata Adonai shomea tefillah. Amen.
Amen.
There's a good chance somebody next to you can use a hug. Give them a hug. And please have a seat. Oh, good. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please have a seat. Shabbat Shalom. So this summer, as you know, I did a lot of things. But one special thing I did that I don't do a lot, and this might surprise you, is I went to see a movie a second time. So just before I left, I went to see Top Gun. Great movie. Totally doesn't make any sense. The script there is, but it's just fun. Tom Cruise is great. And in Israel, I took my kids to see it again, and it was a lot of fun. And as I was reading this week's Torah portion, I also remembered the fact, the movie and a conversation that I had online just not a long time ago with other rabbis. And we spoke about this idea that we, as human beings, we know very well how to teach war. War, we know how to make excellent soldiers. Top Gun, right? Israeli army. We have these amazing training camps and these amazing special Top Guns and elite units and Green Berets and Sayeret Matkal and the Navy SEAL, that we really know how to make good soldiers. When it comes to, we know how to build amazing weapons. We know how to we're so good at war. And then we asked ourselves, this group of rabbis, how do you teach to make peace? How do you teach someone, I can take you, I don't care who you are, and I will make a great soldier out of you. Just give me enough time. I mean, I know my commanders tried for a lot of time. They weren't that successful. But other than a few exceptions, you can make great soldiers almost out of everyone. How do you make people who are peaceful people? And it's an interesting question, and I don't know the answer in English, but I can share with you my answer in Hebrew. Because in Hebrew, the word for peace is shalom. But shalom does not mean the opposite of war. Shalom does not mean not fighting. Rather, shalom has a totally different significance in what it is. Shalom is wholeness. Shalom is this idea of a harmony. We talk about the days of peace that will come when Messiah comes. Shalom is this state of affairs where everything is just right. When there's justice and there's no illness and people are good to each other. That is shalom. It's not the absence of war, because, my friends, it sorrows me to say, but maybe not, Judaism is not a pacifistic religion. It's not a religion that says that you should not hold on to weapons. It's not a religion that has a vision that one day we will take our arms and make them into plowshares. But it's a religion that says there are justified wars. Not only that there are justified wars, there are sacred wars. There are wars that are an obligation, that you have to fight. When somebody tries to destroy you, you have to destroy them first. War is not a dirty word in Judaism, and yet peace is a stronger word. Peace is that state that we will all be one day when we no longer have to fight wars. But it's not the opposite of fighting, because if there's one teaching that I'd like to share with you today, is that we have to fight for peace. In this weekly Torah portion, there's 4 different examples. There's a couple of more. There's probably 6 or 7 rules of war. You know, it's amazing that we even have rules for war. I was a paratrooper in the IDF, and I really was happy when they told us that there's a rule, the Geneva rules, right, that you're not allowed to shoot at somebody who's with a parachute out there. And then they told us, yeah, but nobody pays attention to that rule. But we created rules even for war. You kind of think in war, isn't everything allowed? No, there's not everything allowed. This Torah portion says when you go to war, you're not allowed to cut down a fruit tree around the city that you're besieging, because one day you might need, or the people that you are now under control might need those fruit. It gives you specific instructions what to do with prisoners of war. It even talks about how do you create a high morale in your army. It says if there's a guy, a young man who just married, he's exempt from going to war because all he can think about is what he needs to do at home. He needs to go and to create a family and to build a house for himself. He can't go to war. He's going to be distracted. If somebody just planted a vineyard and never had a chance to pick the grapes, he's exempt from war, because all he's going to be is be burdened with the economic, hardship of what happens if, God forbid, he doesn't come from war. There's a lot of rules for war, but there's one rule for peace. And that is what I mentioned earlier. Tzedek, tzedek tirdof. Justice, justice you shall pursue. And I want to go back to Pirkei Avot. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says that the world stands on three things. It stands on truth, on justice, and on peace. Now, truth is we could talk about truth a lot. There's a lot to be said about truth in this age of fake news all around us, that we don't know anymore what is true and what is not true. But it's amazing. The Torah says truth is not that important when it comes to comparing truth and peace. You're allowed, the Torah says, to manipulate truth a little bit in order to create peace. Frank, that's called shlom bayit. If at home you have to bring peace to the house, and it comes at the cost of a little bit of truth, you're allowed. It's fair. Honey, I want to go to temple today. That's good. Might not be the truth, but it's shlom bayit. It's great. Sometimes peace even trumps God. There's a sentence in Micah that says, Ephraim has joined the idols, let him alone. And the Midrash says, even if Israel is tied to idols, leave him as long as peace prevails within. Peace is so important that sometimes you could even say, okay, if I can live in peace with the guy who believes in idolatry, that's fine. Let him believe in idolatry as long as I could be at peace. If I need to move the truth a little bit to live in peace at the house, that is fine. Justice, on the other hand, is not something that we play with. Justice we have to pursue. And guess what? As much as this Torah portion is known for its words, justice, justice you shall pursue, the words peace you shall pursue appear in the Torah much more than justice. It says in Psalm 34, this is what I sing to my kids when I get a chance to put them to sleep. Well, they're a bit older, what I used to in the past. Mi ha'ish hachafetz chaim, mi ha'ish. Who is a man who values life, who wants to live good days? What does he have to do? Rodef shalom chapes shalom verodfehu. Seek, pursue, not just seek, but pursue peace. The way to live life is to pursue. Peace is not a passive thing. Peace is an active pursuing that we have to constantly push ourselves. And if we can't find it here, we continue to look for it wherever we can. There's a beautiful reading by our prophet. Great is peace, for God's name is peace. Great is peace, for it encompasses all blessing. Great is peace, for even in times of war, peace must be sought. In this Torah portion, it says, before you start a war, offer them a peace treaty. You have to, you're already ready. The armies have been pulled back. You're already at the entrance to the city. You're so ready to let your soldiers go out, but still you have to first offer peace. My friends, pursuing peace is hard. War is much easier, and we're good at war, and we know how to fight. There is not one person sitting here that does not know how to have a good fight. How to say that exact word that will hurt the person in front of us and stab them straight in the stomach. And we know before we say that word that that's good. But to pursue peace, to hold those words, to say no. I'm going to try to create a situation where there's justice and where there's harmony and when things are calm. That is hard. And it says, when the Holy One, blessed be He, wished to bless Israel, He could not find a vessel great enough to contain their blessings except for peace. There is no bigger blessing for us than peace. But not peace when we're not fighting. Peace when we feel that things are right. Peace when we feel that things are just. Peace when we feel that even though we're in a struggle, even though we are in this state of pursuing, even though we're not necessarily living in that harmony is possible. And so, my friends, this Elul and this week and this Torah portion of Re'eh, I want to bless you with the ability not to not fight, but to fight for what is just, and to fight in the right way, and to fight with the goal of not diminishing the enemy, of not crushing them, and not making them feel how bad they are, but hopefully in the ability to bring them closer, to work together with them, to offer them that peace. That is my blessing to you today, and to that blessing, Cantor Abby joins. And hopefully you'll join with us.
Ose shalom b'romav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Shalom b'romav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Join with us. Oseh shalom b'romav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We now turn to remember those that are here with us only in spirit, our loved ones to whom we have said goodbye. In the last 30 days, our congregation, and I invite those who are mourning and hear the name of their loved one to please rise as their name is read. Our congregation remembers Elise Espasto, grandmother of Josh Goodman, and Carol Gross, sister of Judy Fleischman, and Chelsea Eisenberg Goldman, granddaughter of Alan and Phyllis Eisenberg, Susan Levine, wife of Ben, Beverly Schiff, our congregant and friend who has passed away this week, and Lottie Sims, mother of Mark and mother-in-law of Nancy. We also know that many of you are here to say Kaddish for loved ones who passed at this times in seasons past. And I invite you as well to stand as their name is read, and we'll offer at the end an opportunity to add names. We remember Pearl Arthur, Sidney Blanken, Herb Blueberg, Norman Berg, Helen Eisenberg, Richard Goodman, Jesse Hinderstein, Howard Henry Holtzman, Jerome Jacoby, Jerry Cantor, Benjamin Karp, Ray Caspin, Theresa Katz, Philip K. Kimball, Victoria Kirchler, Jack Kurland, Alan Lanard, Edith Lebrecht, Kenneth Levy, Melba Leiber, Theodore Lipton, Hank Lotman, Andrew Madoff, Lillian Miller, Lawrence Newman, Eugene Parr, Nancy Porino, Dorothy Renzico, Madeline Joan Roberts, Ruth Rosenfield, Jacob Rosenstein, Meyer Safran, Jerome Schreier, Nathan Schilling, Sylvia Schneider, Esther Shapiro, Laura Siegel, Irene Eight Silber, Anna Singer, Shirley Stewart, Herbert Uberall, and Leo Weiss. I apologize if I mispronounced the name. I invite you to add names or say a name correctly if I mispronounced it. If there are other names that you wish to add. As a congregation, and we turn to page 294, and I ask you to please rise so that we can support those who are mourning and bereaved among us
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך רעותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קרי ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. May the one who creates shalom, harmony in the heaven, help us to fight for what is right. Help us to fight in order to bring harmony, not in order to crush. Help us to fight for a world that is full with justice, with joy, with love, with the ability to accept each other for whom we are, to which we say, Amen. And I invite you on your way out, I believe, Pat, do we still have those Elul things on the, yep. On the way out, if you did not take our Elul challenge, whether you're doing the full Elul challenge or only 3 weeks that are left or only 1 day, there's a beautiful sheet out. It gives you a little task for your soul and spirit for every day of the week. Take it. There's no damage in at least looking at it. And if you decide to do it, I promise you that you will enjoy each and every one of these tasks. They'll take you one step closer to being able to stand on the high holidays and say, Avinu Malkeinu, I come to you with an open heart. Avinu Malkeinu, I'm trying to be the best person I can. Avinu Malkeinu, I need you. I need my community. I need my inner strength to continue this journey that never, ever, ever ends. And so tonight, as we say goodbye, we invite you to revisit these words, Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha. Remember the motto of Temple Judea, joyous Judaism that inspires action. And sometimes that action is inward to ourselves. So if you're leaving here today with a smile, if you're proud of your Jewish family, of being Jewish, of your Jewish heritage, then we hope you're also inspired to do something small today or in the coming week to continue this beautiful journey. Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha. Ivdu et Adonai b'simcha. Ivdu et Adonai b'simcha. Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah. Oh, okay. She's got a beautiful voice. Yeah. Actually, we just sent him an email. We were gonna go to this.
I love it when the young people find Did you like it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice congregation. I like to sing. We have Jewish Judaism. Good. I like singing those things. And don't forget, let me know. Yeah. We'll get you all hooked up. Thank you, Rabbi. You were amazing. You added so much to it. Nice to see you. Great sing.
After law school? Probably like my third year of law school. Is it 3 years? 3 years. 2025. What did you study before? I was CPA. Some, I don't know, tax. I worked in tax for that. After you studied for the summer, I passed, did everything, 6 years in the business.
That's crazy. Oh, you gotta do it, you gotta,
Those are going to combine really well. Yeah, I do a little bit of accounting. I'm studying for the CFA. After we get married, I'll start studying for level 3. Yeah, I went to grad school in Miami for finance. When did you graduate finance? 2019.
Hello, everyone. Please start shortly. To note your great. Introduce yourself around your table. Say hello to someone if you don't know them. Get to know them. And I'm already going to ask you to find out who has their birthday, his or her birthday, coming up soon. The soonest birthday around your table, because that person is going to light your Shabbat candles. Find out who has a birthday coming up. When's your birthday? Everybody has to say their birthday around the table. Find out whose birthday is coming up. Do you know whose birthday is the closest? Alicia had one already. We're talking future birthday. Future birthday. Not birthday last week, not birthday today, future birthday. Who has a future birthday? Ever has the close, they should be holding the match. Yes, they are 18 years and younger. And then their mother or father should be holding the matches. Hold the match. Let's go ahead. A person. Please light the candles. Everyone, let's. קנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר, להדליק נר של Shabbat. The wine is the next blessing, and we give the wine to the wisest person in each table. Who is the wisest person? You know, it's the oldest person. The oldest person is the wisest person. So I want to see wisdom standing at the table holding the Kiddush cup. Wisest person around every table. Who's the wisest person here? Bruce, are you, or Harvey? Or Rochelle? I don't know. Who's the wisest person here? Find out. Eden's going to do the bread. You guys decide. Whoever is the wisest person, stand up. We have to have you standing up. Standing up. Wisest person. Very nice. Wisest person every table. Who's the wisest person here? Who's the oldest? Stand up with the wine. Ready? Let's say the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. And now you know the drill. The youngest person around each table, youngest person holds the challah. Who's the youngest around each table? Youngest person hold the challah. Morley, you're the youngest? I am the youngest. I am the youngest in this table. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'te'avon, everyone, and your goal this dinner is, if you're sitting in a table with someone you don't know, get to know them. And if you know everyone around your table, at a certain point, go to another table and introduce yourself to someone you do not know. B'te'avon, everyone, enjoy our dinner.